I think what I would like to say is don't give up on yourself. Even though sometimes it's dark and you may feel left alone, there's always somebody out there that's willing to give you a chance. You just have to find it in yourself, find the hunger, and the possibilities are limitless. Just most of all, love yourself for who you are.
Man, listen.
Let's get after it and make today a win.
Rock thunder so hard yesterday, you can still hear it rolling today.
My wins for yesterday were
Big win for us yesterday was, so my win yesterday was,
These things are like, sweet.
Let's go. Chad, so I just want to talk about your story, man. We've known each other for a couple years. You're a part of my family, and I've seen you leaps and bounds, do things that were a challenge to you years before, we met. And your story is so authentic. What was your life like before we met?
My life was basically a lot of challenges, a lot of drug abuse, and homelessness, lots of struggles, living day to day off the streets. There was a point in time where I was actually out there begging people for money to get food every day, and it was a very hard life for me out there. I had a really rough childhood. I had a lot of problems as I was growing up, and some of it is things that I share with people that I do know once I get to know them. Other than that, basically, I wound up losing my mom back a few years ago before I met you guys.
Yeah,
It's been rough.
right.
It was very rough before I wound up finding a home here.
Amazing. I know how rough it can be. I lost my mom a few years back, and it was really hard. So through those trials and tribulations for you, we met at New Freedom, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I remember the day I met you, and I always seen you walking around New Freedom, and you graduated New Freedom once, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And then what happened after that?
I wound up going into another program, and the other program wound up helping me get food stamps, and then I wound up taking the food stamps, and it was my second or third day into that program, and there wasn't really any stability or anybody there watching us, so I took the food stamps and I went out and got wrecked again.
And relapsed.
Yeah.
And then you came back to New Freedom, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That was after I went through rehab again, and the rehab that I went through was a program called Unhooked, which was 30 through a 90-day inpatient. I did the 30-day, and there were a couple of guys there that had ends with New Freedom that helped me get back into New Freedom, because that was when I found out that I really would like to take the painting program that you guys offered.
Yeah. And I'll never forget the day I seen you come back, and it was like a whole different Chad. I remember you had like a pep in your step, and you were just going all around that facility. You seen us, and you signed up for the painting class. It was like a whole new Chad. What was that difference? Like what was your thought process coming in the second time? Was it
The difference was I knew I deserved more in life, and I wanted to give myself that chance, and with them putting me into the painting program, that gave me the realization, this is my second chance. Step up to the bat and show them what you can really do out there.
Yeah. And you did. I remember it was, you were in our class for what? You went to the advanced painting, didn't you?
No.
Oh, because you graduated right after your 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember me and John, we were walking around the facility and we were interviewing people, to find out who we were going to hire. And like I said, I saw a different Chad, and me and John, we stopped in the middle of the hallway, and I think you were painting a door, and he looked at me and he goes, well, who do you want to hire? And I looked at you and I said, I want to hire Chad. And I'll never forget the look on John's face, because he was like, really? I was like, yeah, I want to hire Chad, because we had other contractors that were there, right, that were hiring individuals as well. We couldn't hire everybody. But I also knew that I had seen you go through New Freedom the first time you graduate, have your hiccup, and then come back, and I saw a whole different Chad. I seen the inspiration in you that you wanted a change. But I also wanted that the other contractors coming in, not knowing you on the level that I knew you, they weren't going to hire you. They weren't going to give you a chance based off of first impressions. They didn't know who Chad was. You know what I'm saying? And that was the reason why I wanted to hire you, because I felt that you needed a chance. You needed an opportunity. And we hired you. You have, like I said, leaps and bounds since you started with us. What was like that? What was it like for you starting at the beginning?
Well, when I first started off, I was very, very scared of heights. You guys weren't even able to get me to go up a 6-foot ladder. Um, I barely knew how to put paint on a wall, but I had the hunger and want to learn and be a success. So I took what little you guys gave me and I ran with it as like a shark taking the water. It was either sink or swim, and
Mhm.
I found out that that's basically the way that I learn best is sink or swim. If I get thrown into a situation, 9 out of 10 times I come out swimming.
Nice.
So,
Or come out swinging. Right. The thing about a shark is if a shark swims backwards, they die. You know?
oh yeah,
Oh, that's a really cool statement right there. Now, through the beginning times with us, you were somebody that always showed up with such a great attitude, grit, hunger. And there was just so many things that made you attractive to an employer. And watching you and your motivation and seeing you on the jobs with other people that were coming out of the facility as well. And for them to see somebody like yourself succeed and be so eager to learn and grow and always showing up early. And it was like people fed off of you. They fed off of your energy. What is one of the biggest things that challenged you that you've overcome? Obviously heights.
oh yeah.
So what did you do recently?
I went on a hot air balloon actually. Yeah, that was pretty much my final thing. Like, after I did that, I realized heights aren't nothing to me anymore. Like, I actually become to the point where I like heights now.
Yeah.
And for my birthday, I kind of want to go skydiving. So
Wow.
that might be my next venture out there.
You definitely got me beat, man. I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't like going up in things that I can't control. The other thing for you too is, with you being with us, and you've been with us for what, 2 years, a little over 2 years?
August 6th will be 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. August 6th will be 3 years. And so you're in a company truck.
Yeah.
You also help the other individuals that move into the halfway houses, get back and forth to work and get home from each job. You have also been on the biggest construction site in the United States for the last 6 months. 7
Yeah,
months.
sir.
What has that been like for you?
That was one of the most awesomest experiences that I have ever had. It was a little challenging when I first got out there because it is a big site and not knowing exactly where to start. But I also had a great teacher for me the first time when I was out there, and just basically followed his footsteps, but just in a different building, and got to know the people. Made sure to keep in good contact with people and the correct checking in and stuff with the right people. I don't know if I know the right word for it.
Hey, it's your story.
But yeah, it was very awesome, very interesting. Got to meet a lot of different diversity out there in people.
Yeah.
Um, it was very cool. It's something that I definitely enjoyed. Um, Outside of that, it was a challenge every day because you never knew what you were going to run into or what you really were going to be doing. It was all sorts of different things, but I always accept the challenges head on, and that's one thing that I like is challenges. And
And you were always like 2 to 3 days ahead of their schedule that they built for you.
yes, sir.
Yeah. And those challenges, they weren't easy to tackle.
No.
Yeah.
Some of them were a little bit absurd at times,
Right.
but I managed to pull through at the end.
And for me, being the owner of the company, I always have a lot of correspondence with them, upper management. And the one thing that I loved was they would always tell me, I think it was the day you were sick. You were sick a couple weeks ago on a Monday, and they started blowing my phone up and blowing Isaiah's phone up. And they're like, "Where's Chad? Where's Chad? What's going on?" And we were like, "He's sick." They're like, "Okay." And so that he's still a proven testimony that everything that you're doing out there and everything that you've done has been to their par, And with that being such a high profile facility, they have, the president of Taiwan, the president of the United States, and governors of Arizona, and everybody that goes out there, because this is the biggest project in the United States, So hearing that feedback from them, it just shows that you have come so far, since the first time that we met. And I love your story so much that I could not have you on here, and let people know your story. One other thing that, I would like you to talk about is, what is a message, knowing your story and how bad it was before these last couple of years, that you have made these changes and grown so much. And what is something that you would like to get out to the people watching this podcast?
I think what I would like to say is don't give up on yourself.
Right.
Even though sometimes it's dark and you may feel left alone, there's always somebody out there that's willing to give you a chance. You just have to find it in yourself, find the hunger, and the possibilities are limitless. Just most of all, love yourself for who you are.
Those are some very true words and inspiring, So I want to thank you for everything that you've done with the company. Like I said, you're a part of my family. You're not just an employee. It's really cool to hear your story. So thank you.
Not a problem. I enjoy sharing it. I share it with people whenever I get a chance. So I appreciate you for allowing me to share it with you, Greg.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
So what's your biggest win right now, Chad?
My biggest win is being able to know that I wake up every day and I have a purpose in life, and being able to share it with people, and also finding myself in my life and finding myself in things that comfort me. No longer struggling with certain areas of life that I had to struggle with for the last couple years, and just knowing that there's a family there that cares for me most of all. It doesn't matter whether I have hard times, dark times, or whatever. I know 100% that they have my back till the end. And for that is a love that I haven't had for a while. And I just know that if it wasn't for me changing my mind, that would not be here today. So I'd say that's my biggest win. And being able to wake up and come to work every day and put a smile on my face and put a smile on other people's faces and make people laugh whenever I can and attack the day like a warrior.
Let's go. That's so cool, man. Oh, I love you, Chad.
I love you too, Greg.
Yeah.
You're always like a brother or a father to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been there with a lot of my big wins, so.
And I'm going to be here for the rest of them.
I can't wait to share them with you.
Let's go, Chad. Now, what's your win? Leave it in the comments so we can all celebrate together. See you on the next one.
My wins, honestly, I was thinking about it on my way home, and my wins is Joseph McLafferty. He really is, like what Gordon said, he's showing us a great deal of management, real professional. He's basically just having us, like, he's giving us like the light, you know what I mean? Like basically pushing us in the direction that we need to be in for us to keep propelling, you know what I mean? Like keep pushing. He is just all the way above and beyond.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My wins for yesterday. We're catching up on 2 days worth of emails, getting that all encoded, and listening to Derek and Mike do their little banter is a big win. All day. It's like Laurel and Hardy in the office.
Man, listen, we up here kick back, parlaying, posted, waiting on the mother cats to get up here. So we got one shot, one kill to make this shit a real deal.